Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Realm of Unknown. This is very bizarre, I know. There's two episodes coming out very quickly after one another. That does not happen on this podcast, not that often at least. And I've been trying to get better with that. It is now summertime as of recording this episode, and I've been trying my best after graduation and during this whole transitional period in my life to really just get a firm schedule down and just get a really good, organized, just day-to-day practice. And with that comes better time management on my own part for hobbies and extracurricular stuff, such as you guys and this podcast, which I love to do. And, Realm of Unknown has been a brand of mine, I guess, quote-unquote, unregistered brand of mine, for the past, maybe 5 years or so at this point. And only recently, it's only been 6 months or so, I believe, since creating this format. And I kind of had something similar to it over on YouTube at one point, and it never went anywhere. But now that I have this as a platform and this as an audience and you guys, I really want to really want to make it a really consistent, really great community that can really just develop and have a conversation and explore wacky and just crazy, bizarre things each week, or maybe twice a week if we're lucky, and just make it a really great place for all this sort of stuff to just culminate. And with that comes my, again, better time management and I guess life management in a way. And I don't know, like I mentioned, I believe last episode when we were discussing Laurel Hill, I want these things to be a little more free flow. I don't know why. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently and just videos and stuff with myself and with friends. And the ones that are really, really resonating with me right now are ones that, they're not really topic heavy. You're just people talking, just people having a conversation. And I feel like they're just fun background noise. They're good to have while I'm working or if you're going to bed. And I feel like I love research topic ones as well. Don't get me wrong. I adore Astonishing Legends and oh gosh, why am I blanking on these guys? That's the reason why I made it. Jim Harrell, all those pioneers of the paranormal field. And as much as I love them, I don't get me wrong, I love them. I'm listening to the last episode of Astonishing Legends later on today on my car ride. And I don't know, just something about their format is great to listen to and great to enjoy. But I don't know if it's entirely me. I know early on I was like, I need to have a script. I need to have some more research and better structure. And that's partially due to being imprinted on by these bigger podcasts that have this influence and just got me into the subject to begin with. A lot of people have that early on. But I think a big portion also was my draw from switching mediums and switching how I handle things with a video process and then bringing it into audio. Because for my YouTube stuff, I had to write out full-on scripts. I had to then record it and then edit and then change things. And it was just a lot. It was a lot of stuff to handle. And I feel like it just stuck with me for a while. And now I have this this format and this new structure that I'm trying out for the past, I believe, 2 episodes officially. I didn't technically announce it till last episode. And what this... I don't even want to call it a real format because it's technically not. It's really just me, as it already was, just talking a little more freely and talking a little more fluidly. And just kind of, just having a discussion, having a conversation, because a few people have reached out either on Twitter or in a few reviews and just mentioned that they appreciate that I give a lot of my own opinions and give a lot of my own experiences with these subjects. And I feel like those are definitely the episodes I loved in other podcasts that did the exact same. And I just kind of want to continue that and just see where it goes. I mean, it might work out, it might not, honestly. Knowing my track record, it might not. But, I'm going to give it a try. And with that, I have a subject and an associated article that I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's something that I discovered on unexplainedmysteries.com, a forum/website that I've used for years and years now. It's a pretty good place. The forums are kind of because I'm just going to be very, very blunt here. There's a lot of trashy people here. I'm not trying to be mean or throw shade or anything. But if you go to a forum and you're trying to discuss, just interesting topics, and they just happen to be the unexplained or paranormal in nature, or just even they have so many things on here. They have bizarre news, history, science, and stuff. All these topics, they're just so debate heavy, and people get so nasty. If you think YouTube comments or stuff on Reddit or Twitter is bad, oh my god, you haven't even seen some of the stuff that happens here. People will immediately flag and report posts that they just don't approve of, that they don't like your opinion, so they'll remove you or block you. It's so chaotic. But what I mainly use it for now, I don't use it for the forums anymore, unless I'm doing polls and things that I send out, because they're pretty good with audience retention and things. What I use them for is for their trending news stories, because they're article areas. They write their own little brief segments, but they're mainly based off of other articles and other news reports that happen throughout the month. And they have it structured per week, so it's really good to understand when this came out, what it's about, what sort of story you're getting into. And I stumbled across one that I found very interesting, called "Human-like Figure Floats Eerily Over California." Now, this was posted on Sunday, May 19th of this year, but the actual video that it's pertaining to and the article that it's associated with, I believe came out 2 days prior on the 17th. And this site, again, they usually repost things or just have their own opinion of things. And so they're a little delayed in their uploads, so it's understandable. But I was reading through it, and I'm going to read it real quick for you guys. But it got me thinking, and it got me thinking about other things and other stories that were eerily similar to this one. And I thought, it might be a cool subject to talk about. It's definitely not one that I fully subscribe to, but it's something that I find interesting. And I don't fully deny or subscribe to anything 100% regardless. So who knows? Maybe there are people who could fly. I don't know. There's jetpacks now, honestly, so it's possible. But okay, here's the article that is posted currently on Unexplained Mysteries. It's probably from somewhere else, but they don't have any sources. The only source they have is the video itself, which if you guys do want to check out, it is called "Humanoid Flying UFO ? What is this space ? The user has no user photo, and they have a default purple icon. So if you want to check it out, it's over on YouTube. Again, it was posted, I believe, on the 17th of May. So the article goes like this. A peculiar video surfaced showing a vaguely humanoid shape floating across the sky over Burbank, California. That's, I believe, a borough in Los Angeles. I don't know entirely. I know people live in Burbank. I don't know if it's a town or not. Probably should have looked that one up. From my understanding, it's right outside of LA. I don't know. It might be part of LA. Recorded by Pablo Morales on a particularly stormy day during this month. It's not the day. I don't know why. It looks like it's very clearly nighttime. So just a little correction there, I think. Continuing. Earlier this month, the Where is this? Jesus, why am I losing my place here? Okay. The anonymous object has no discernible features and does not appear to be any form of aircraft. Morales, who was with his family at the time, they believe they were having like a picnic or just like outing in the back. You can hear a bunch of people in the background. Was seamlessly so taken back by what he was seeing that in the video, he can even be heard suggesting that the spectacle was divine and significant in nature. He is quoted as saying, "Is that Jesus Christ?" You can hear him saying, "Please, oh, Father God." And you can hear him. He like whispers the second part, but I don't know. This was very odd. Someone else, I believe, in the video, maybe his mom or something, was like, "No, it's not." But skeptics, meanwhile, are arguing that the object is more likely to be a novelty balloon, or perhaps a bunch of balloons clustered together that have escaped its moorings and has been blown through the sky by the wind. Without clear footage, however, it is difficult to know for sure what it could be. Now, that is 100% true because this video is real bad. It is real low quality. I'm talking like if you have it at like 720, it says it's that running at that, but this guy is filming first off vertically in 2019. And I believe he's filming on either a first-generation iPod or I don't even know. It's such low, grainy quality. And it's not even because he really zoomed in, because he does. Like, the video is just really low quality. It's out in the distance, but it's just so staticky and so distorted in a lot of ways. The audio is pretty much fine. Again, you can hear a bunch of people talking in the background, so it seems as though they're having like a barbecue or like a thing out back. I don't, again, agree that they say it's a very like thundery, stormy night, because I don't really hear anything in the video. It just looks like it's a nighttime scene. It doesn't seem like it's anything during the day. And if it is during the day, you would think more people would post videos of this at different angles. I don't know, like even within this party, it seems as though that Morales was the only one who actually posted this within that party, so who knows. But I'm just scrolling through some of the comments on this article here at Unexplained Mysteries. And for the most part, I feel like, a lot of people agree that it is some form of balloon or material that is like floating about out in the sky. So the thing is, the whole skeptic side and the things that I'm reading throughout the comments is actually what got me thinking about a very similar, it got me re-looking at the video, and it came across a very similar memory of a video that looks almost identical to this. Just the setting is a little different, but the overall location is actually fairly close by. And with that, I have a few other things written up or pulled up at the moment. I just wanted to continue to say that, again, a lot of people think it's some form of balloon or some sort of like flotation thing. Others think it might be some maybe like pulled fabric from like a drone or something light. There is no noise really coming off of the object in the video or the YouTube video that, was posted. Again, it was a distance away. Like, this wasn't right overhead, obviously, because otherwise we got a better look at it. But I mean, the figure, listen, it looks vaguely like someone, like a hooded person out in the distance. Like, if you didn't know it was in the sky and you cropped it at the right angle, I can understand, you'd be like, oh, this person's just, walking with a hoodie on. But it's up in the sky, obviously, and if you do pause it at certain points, you can, very vaguely see the tone of the sky. Again, it's very staticky, so it's not a great thing to really look at. But even within the, the banner image of this article itself, you can clearly see like separation between different like masses. And I'll probably post this image itself and then maybe post like an edited version in which I highlight the specific like curves and just like breaks in the figure itself. Now, again, this might be one mass thing, it might be individual things. I'm sort of leaning towards it being just like a bundle of balloons, just based off the way it kind of like very, very vaguely like pulsates in a way, because you know, like when balloons sort of like bump against one another, they just kind of sort of bounce, and it makes like the whole mass kind of expand and contract like back and forth. But again, I'm not an expert on this, so I don't know. But this whole thing made me think of another video that popped up, a few years ago. At least like the discussion of it. I don't know when the actual video was posted 100%, because my experience with it was through Monster Quest. I believe it was on History Channel. I could be wrong. I believe it was on History Channel or Discovery, where I am. And this is a video of what I believe people were claiming to be either a flying humanoid or a witch of some sort. And the video, or the article that I have pulled up, is from the UFOdigest.com. Now, again, don't take any of these articles and these pages as 100% factual proof or evidence of anything, because these are all written by just normal people for the most part. But gosh, where's the actual thing? Oh god, I'm going to find the thing again, because for some reason they don't actually talk about the video, they just use it as proof. It's just dumb. Again, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but if you're going to be talking about something like a subject and using a very like prominent photo or video as evidence, then you don't talk about that at all. I mean, come on. Get yourself together. Okay, so it was on Monster Quest. It was on History Channel. I believe it's Monster Quest Bizarre Flying Humanoids full documentary. Can be seen on YouTube if you want to. It's by Tech at Doc 724. It's about 44 minutes. Okay, let me see if I can pull up the full article from it. So it's again 2009. So that's actually a bit further back than I thought it was. I thought it was only 5 years back. I guess 2009 is that's 10 years back. Oh wow. Okay, wow, this got really far back. Wow, am I that old? Okay, so this is from the ghosttheory.com, July 2009. So what happened in last night's episode of Monster Quest? So far, blah, 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 blah. Monster Quest did not talk about the psychological and drug tests that performed the police officers. Okay, yeah, so they're talking about the story that they were kind of running with is the idea of a floating humanoid video that kind of surfaced on the web back, like way back. And I believe this was found somewhere in Mexico, and a lot of these stories that they're kind of like linking it to are some reports of, I believe there's 2 police officers at the time that reported having an encounter of some sort with what they claimed to be a witch of some entity or something. They claimed to be very dark and very black and just sort of alien in a way. And, you have to take it with a grain of salt. I believe there was no actual footage of it. There was no, real evidence of it being there. But the stories got out and, it ran. It's the early to mid-internet age. YouTube's been around for, maybe 4 years max at this point. Twitter, I think, was just made 2 years ago. So it's new, and it's understandable as to how this sort of thing circulated and surfaced. I'll post this on Twitter, the video, and again on Instagram. It's understandable, especially very early on, how people might associate this to being something, because in this video in particular, the original, the older one, it definitely does, I don't know, it has a more of a course to it. like the object itself, again, it also very, very similar to the new object, but again, it looks like a bunch of balloons in a way because there's like spaces and gaps in it. Some people, I believe even Monster Quest did this in the episode itself. Some people associated this to being like if you put like a trash bag over top of a bunch of balloons and then released it and like tied it together and stuff. I don't know how much success they had with it. I vaguely have a memory of like the trash bag falling off, but then again, I think in that memory I'm like, did they even tie it? I don't know. Again, don't take any of this as like solid proof or anything. But the video itself is of this older object, this entity of sorts, moving throughout a mountain range. This one is filmed very, very far out, but it's filmed in a mountain range. It's filmed, I believe, in somewhere in northern Mexico of sorts. I believe near, like, very close by or near the California border. Again, these articles, they don't go into too much detail on what you're talking about. Again, if you want to go into detail on this one, check out the Monster Quest episode. Don't take it as truth because I believe that episode's very like vague and everything. But in this video, the object is moving very like straight in a way. It feels as though it has like a course to it. It feels as though it's maybe even on like a wire of sorts. It's like that direct in its motions. And it's understandable. It eventually gets lost behind the ridge, I think, and you just don't see it, or the video cuts. Like, you don't see the end of it. And, you know, again, it's very early internet. It's very early for, like, YouTube and stuff for these videos. I think Reddit was even getting started to be new. So it's understandable as to why this went, like, viral and popular, and people are like, oh, my God, what is that? Like, I don't know what it is. What do you think it is? And the whole story of, like, oh, this might be a witch. It might be some sort of alien entity. I believe there's, like, theories of it might being, like, a interdimensional being or, again, extraterrestrial in nature. And, I get it. I get this one a little more than the other one. The newer one, I should say. But both look extremely similar. I'll put, like, a side-by-side video or a photo. And I thought of this, and I was like, well, is this like a thing that happens? And oh my goodness, it is. Like, there are videos of these sort of things all over the place. Obviously, as time goes on, a lot of them are faked in a lot of different ways. If you ever search like Flying Humanoids, there's a bunch out there that have just such poor, like, they don't even try to like fake it in a lot of ways. But the ones that I'm talking about, they don't have actual human shapes. Like, it's not like an actual person, like Superman flying across the sky. Most of these are very, like, again, linear in their motion. It's very, like, static figure. There's no real, like, movement to it. And I think that also just attributes the skeptical look at it of it being just a bunch of balloons. And in fact, another article I came across by Mysterious Universe, another really great site if you want to check it out, it's mysteriousuniverse.org. They have a bunch of really cool articles and just topics, and they're pretty thorough, at least. Like, their writers are pretty good. And this is written back on, I believe, in August of 2015. It's called Flying Humanoid over Los Angeles, seen by multiple witnesses. Again, like, the idea that a lot of these stories are coming out of the exact same region, but then again, it's a very populated region. This one again in Los Angeles. And it says, spend some time in Los Angeles and you're bound to see some strange creatures walking around. And that's not even including Hollywood during zombie movie shoots. But if you really want to see something unusual in Los Angeles, look up. There are a number of people who did on August 9th of 2015, and what they were greeted with was the sight of what appeared to be a flying humanoid. Fortunately, 3 different people recorded the event from different angles. Thank God. I don't know why there was only 3, but I guess it was back in... No, it's 2015 at this point. There should be more than 3 people. And if you scroll down, they have 3 cameras. You can see it. There's some videos out there that have like all 3 linked up together. And it says the flying humanoid was spotted over Sequoia Park, east of Los Angeles. According to the note uploaded with the video, it was seen by dozens of witnesses and recorded by 3 different video devices. I'm assuming they mean like completely different because the images look very, very different from one another. The humanoid appeared to be a sort of spacesuit and with a slit in the visor of some witnesses claimed to allow them to see a face inside. That was a weird sentence. I think they're just saying like you could see a face throughout like a helmet or something. So what is this? So this story actually has like a firm solution because it appears to be a solid 3D projection or hologram. People are quoting. Others say it looks like, again, like an alien or something weird. While it looks to be floating, it doesn't seem to be flying or moving around much at all. There are some changes in position that would indicate a shape-shifting... Oh, God, I don't know what it is. But whatever. This being Los Angeles, anything shaped like a stormtrooper could be a Star Wars promotion. But there's no indication of this case. Put a floating humanoid over California and talk naturally turns to Project Bluebeam, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this article actually doesn't explain it. It was a Star Wars thing. I'm pretty confident on that. There are, if you were to look up this exact image and this exact like article and stuff, like title and everything at this time, there are a bunch more that come out like a week or two later explaining like, Star Wars stormtrooper balloon gets loose, causes like chaos, quote unquote. So this one's explainable. Again, it's a balloon. And it looks very much like it, especially if you pause it at, I believe, the 3rd camera, at least the one that they mentioned in this article. You can, like, the helmet looks like the classic Stormtrooper helmet. Again, the details aren't great. It's up in the distance, so you can't really see everything. But I can pretty much see, like, yeah, this looks pretty Stormtrooper-esque. There's no clear image, so I don't know. But I will be linking up some articles that will, again, prove that, so to speak, with these images so that you guys can check it out. And I don't know, I just wanted to talk about that and just say, like, that's a pretty good and thorough explanation for this topic. And, like, this topic as a whole is just very interesting to me, just the idea of, like, a flying humanoid of sorts. And a lot of people... Like, again, like, I looked this up and I was like, is this, like, a thing out there? Like, what is going on? Because, again, there's newer videos. And, again, there are just so many videos off of this. The one from the skeptic point of view, like, it's, okay, there's a balloon or it's projection or some sort of promotion. And it's understandable. And a lot of these are fake. Like, I'm just scrolling through a bunch on... like just a simple Google search, and like so many of them are just like superimposed images of people. But these videos are all over the place. Like, people are posting them over in India and China, and some of them look pretty good in a way. I would not take any of them that actually have like a figure, like, again, Superman flying. I don't really believe those are too credible. A lot of them look really, really fake. And the figure just conveniently happens to be the most blurry object in the entire frame. So, But then you have these, like, other ones where it clearly looks as though there's an actual object, like, visible in the frame, and it looks like it's there in the actual space. So then the conversation turns to, well, what is it physically in real life? And a lot of the times it just happens to be a balloon or some sort of thing. But I don't know. I mean, I'd be interested if it wasn't. I wouldn't mind either way. There's a lot of explanations for, like, the whole supernatural aspect of it. A lot of people, attribute this to things like Mothman, again, aliens, things with, like, spacesuits on and stuff like that. The idea of a human who can fly or have, like, telekinesis, I think, is what it is, and just, like, move around. Again, there's, like, the thing of, like, oh, it's a witch or some, like, large creature of sorts that's flying around in the sky. I don't know why I would fly with, like, a very, again, like, linear like object. But nowadays, like, there's a lot of things that it could be. Technically, again, there's balloons that are out there. Again, it could be like a cluster of them. It could be a giant like Macy's or like thing parade that like got loose. Again, they have a lot of figures, but those are huge in a lot of ways. But oh god, the southbound's going by right now again. But it's like a thing now in these episodes. But like again, nowadays too, I think I mentioned earlier on, like we have drones now. Drones are way more common, and they make noise, but if they're far enough away and they might have something on it, it's understandable that people might think like, hey, what is this? I mean, the idea of UFO sightings, because I guess this would technically be considered a UFO of sorts because it's unidentifiable and you don't know what it is. It's flying, technically. The idea of these like reports and stuff spiking since the time of people now using drones and things more commonly, I think that makes a lot of sense. I've definitely had occurrences where I'm like, what is that flying up there? And then I'll like look for a few minutes and then realize that it's coming down. It's like landing in a park area. I'm like, oh, it's someone's drone, or someone has like a kite or some like weird thing. And there's just so many like objects that we can, play around with in like a recreational sense nowadays, that it's understandable that these videos keep pouring out. There's a very, very clear dip, however, in these videos. I would say since 2017, a lot of them have either been like repostings or they are part of a larger video discussing like top 10s or top 5 or just talking about the subject of flying humanoids in general. However, if you go and you look at dates prior to it, there's a lot, like I would say 2015 and earlier, there's a lot of videos of just like these weird, bizarre objects. A lot of them are like very dark and like the figure itself. They have things from like Dubai over in India. There's a lot in Mexico. So I think that might also, play into the idea that like this story came somewhere. So especially back then. I don't want to say back then. It makes it sound so long ago. God, I'm only 22. God damn it. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's a fun topic to talk about. I definitely like the ones where it's like, oh, it's a winged creature, and then it's like that like really famous fake video of a dragon flying by, and like, oh my god. But like again, there's like a bunch from Mexico. There's like at least like 5 or 6 that I'm like looking through right now, and they're all within like they're all super far back as far as like 2008. Again, the one we talked about in 2009, and then there's one from like 2004 and so. And here again, a flying humanoid entity attacked a police officer in Mexico. That's talking about the Monster Quest related article, in which a police officer, I believe the entity like quote unquote crashed down on the hood of his police cruiser and then like leaped away, and they think it's like a witch of some sorts. I don't know how much credibility you can actually give in that case, but he looks rattled, but I also remember not fully, like I remember questioning it back in like when the Monster Quest episode aired, and 2009 I would have been, oh geez, how old would I have been? I would have been I would have been 13 at that point. Oh my god. Wow. Alright, time passes, but I'm also so young. Oh geez. I'm talking like I'm like 49, about to turn 50. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in this stuff, definitely look it up. Again, there's a lot of videos. A lot of them are fake. Like, I will firmly say a lot of them are fake, and I hate when people like claim objects to be things that they aren't. Or I hate even more people who fake it, like actually go out of their way to fake it. Especially, like, I'm an artist by trade, or I guess by trade, whatever. It's not like it just sounds weird saying it, but I'm trained to be a designer, and I'm just trained to have like a creative mindset, and I know a lot of people with these skills, and I know a lot of people that don't take them super seriously because things like this where it's like, well, you can just do it on your computer. It's like, well, I mean, it takes time to do that, but then again, it's like, yeah, but then you're using this for like like publicity in a way. You're using it to just randomly do stuff. Like the very first thing you look up on Flying Humanoids on Google is a YouTube video and a link, and it says Flying Humanoid spotted in Brazil. It's 2018, April 26th. The very first line underneath, like, where it gives you, like, the description of, like, what is the description on the video, it just says, PayPal donation, welcome, support me at Patreon, and, like, subscribe to my channel. That's their entire description. It's just, like, give me money. And it's like, alright, come on, guys, like, I don't know, it just seems weird. I get it. I talked about a lot of these things myself. Oh my god, wait. I'm actually gonna watch this video. It looks so fake. I mean, it looks okay, I guess, but like they're clipping a lot of things together, so I don't. Whatever. This one's in Brazil. So there's actually a few in Brazil that I noticed when I was doing some research on it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm into a lot of these topics. I love the idea of Mothman as like an entity out there. So this, very clearly falls into that idea. But I feel like the video that was most recently shot, although it does have a physique similar to that of like a human standing up, again with a hoodie, I'm gonna classify it as something not paranormal. I'm not going to say with confidence I know what it is, but I personally am going to subscribe to the idea that it might be something to do with balloons or some sort. Absolutely no shade being thrown at you, Pablo, for recording this, believing that it might be Jesus Christ. Back in the day, if I saw this and was like, what is this? Like, I would, I'd be very freaked out, but I don't know. I feel like it's something to do with balloons of some sort. I don't want to like just say that and be like, oh well, that's it. Bye. And I'm just reading through another article as I'm just saying this out loud. I think other people may have actually seen it being balloons. The video ends with the statement of the object. Look, it's about to come down. Morales reportedly visited the object's landing site, but found, quote, no balloons or trash or anything that could have been that big. Again, skeptics are suspicious of the off-camera investigation of Morales. Duh. I mean, if I was there and I'm recording this thing flying through the sky, and then I know where it crashes, I'm going to keep filming. And skeptics point out that the object looks like a bunch of balloons and possibly several balloons tied together. The quality of the video makes the object's exact makeup difficult to discern. Quote, I saw a bunch of mylar balloons deflated. One viewer says others guess the object might be a novelty balloon or a particularly deflated weather balloon. It could be a weather balloon. I could see that. The object does look similar to the weird wormy UFO reported in Chicago 2017. The object was determined to most likely be a solar balloon. Yeah, I mean, that one looks pretty similar too. I guess I'll link that one as well. It's just a UFO, quote unquote, over Chicago. The thing is, with all of these, like, I love that the idea of them always being balloons is like the thing that's presented. But like, very, very few of them have, like, the end result, Like, I mean, that's a lot of articles and news-based stuff. You don't really have a lot of follow-ups to it. And again, like, these are quick things that, they're meant to be, like sensational and, like, in the moment. I would have liked there to be a little more research. And, again, on Morales' part, record the actual landing site if you found it, like where this thing crashed, even if it is a bunch of balloons, record it, because then, like, even if you're looking at this as like a publicity type thing, or if you're just trying to, like, get a bunch of views on YouTube, this is a second video for you. This video and this, like, stuff will then be written about on all these articles and things again. So, like, why not do it? It's like, you have the actual event, it gets crazy, and then you have a follow-up like a week later, and it's like, hey, I figured it out, and then that gets like another wave of things. It's gonna be brief, granted, but it's still something. And like, just don't leave it. I get it. Like, I'm just rambling on at this point, but I get it. To me personally, I would have definitely gone out, and if I had found the location, I would have recorded it again. I don't know why people don't, but I guess, people don't think maybe in the moment, or they just don't want to, and I understand. But I don't know. I mean, this topic of this idea of flying humanoids again is very interesting to me. It's not a super in-depth topic. It's just something I felt like I wanted to talk about with you guys and just get the conversation going. It's going to be a short episode. I believe it's only like maybe give or take 40 minutes at this point. The Laurel Hill episode ended up being almost 2 hours, and I was like, oh my God. I'm going to give it a little breather for that one. And just have this one up. I believe at the point of recording, it will either be Sunday or Monday on Memorial Day. So a little something for you guys to enjoy, and I'll be promoting it on Twitter and Instagram. I'm going to be trying to get a lot more episodes up as well over on YouTube. So if you guys are interested in these types of subjects, obviously flying humanoids might be something that intrigues you. If you want to, discuss it further and have a bit more of a back and forth conversation with other viewers, you can go onto my YouTube page at realmofunknown.com. That's not at all what it is. I don't know why I added the .com. It's just Realm of Unknown on YouTube. There you can just comment and have a back and forth. I will be, uploading this again on like my Twitter and my Instagram, which is just Realm of Unknown. But, Twitter and Instagram, they're great, but I feel like a lot of people, it's very like fast paced. So people just kind of like and keep going. So there's not a whole lot of like deep conversation and stuff that goes on. YouTube, however, I have noticed that besides, like the trashy stuff and the spam and everything you get, there is a lot of debate and conversation in a lot of the comments I have. And I like that. I like seeing that a sense of community is building and people can have like a back and forth and be like respectful to one another and further the conversation to something that it wasn't before. And I hope you guys can do that with this video. Believe I only have 4 of the podcast episodes up at the time of recording this up on YouTube. So give me a few days or so. I'm having some trouble with getting the videos processed because some of them, again, they're like almost 2 hours at length. And I'm trying to get those up on YouTube. I'm trying to get them. I have like a background preset, and I kind of want to change it a little bit because it's sort of wonky in a way. But otherwise, you can check out this podcast, which you're listening to already, so you clearly know where to find it. It's hosted on Anchor, so thank you again, Anchor, for that. But you can find it pretty much anywhere. My 2 favorites are obviously Spotify and iTunes because they're a little easier to find behind Anchor. But you can see me on like Podbean, Breaker. I think I have it up there. There's a bunch. Just look it up. It's Realm of Unknown. I'm pretty much anywhere and everywhere. You'll just find me being like, hey, check out my X video. But it's, I'm trying to get them more out there. I'm trying to, again, keep a consistent upload date. It's most likely going to be once a week, and it's either going to be on Sundays or Saturdays. I'm aiming for Saturdays, but it will likely end up being Sunday weekly uploads. However, every now and then I might record a short special little episode like this and just dump it and see if you guys enjoy it. Until then, you can again find me at Realm of Unknown on pretty much any podcasting platform. Realm of Unknown on Twitter and Instagram, which I will be posting a bunch of photos and just subject related stuff. A few of them on Instagram, most will probably be on Twitter. And again, Realm of Unknown on YouTube if you want to check out some of the podcast episodes and other topics, because, I have a few years of archived discussions over there. Some of them are real short. I'm talking like like a minute and a half videos. That's one of like my biggest ones, and I was like, oh god, 2015 Shane. I'm like, oh geez. But I mean, if you want to watch a real cringy video, check it out. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed listening to this episode, and I hope to see you guys again on the next, which will likely be in the next couple of days. I'm not sure about the topic just yet, but bear with me. It will likely be something fun. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed, and remember to stay spooky.